Hey, Chris Westfall here. We just got to Miami for the Etna trip. It's at the Lowe's Resort. Probably pretty windy out there, as you can see. But I want to talk to you today about something that's been coming up a lot. I've been listening to a lot of agent recordings, and this might be something either you're doing or one of your agents are doing. And if so, it's hurting you with the client. So I'm going to hold this thing still real quick and share with you one thing that I've learned. And that is a lot of agents are using the word just. And it's not a good thing. What do I mean? I mean, when you're calling a client and you're saying, I'm just wanted to check with you, and I just wanted to see, as if it's a sideline of what you're really doing. So the question is, well, what are you really doing? Why are you even in business if you're just going to take just a second out of their day to do something just a little bit? You're just barely going to try. I'm telling you, these little word cues, and we've talked about it before when you say things like, well, honestly, or to be honest, or to tell you the truth now, things like that, and calling somebody and saying, I just wanted to check on you, you know, it makes it look like when you're using the word just, you had absolutely nothing else better to do in your day. And people pick up on these cues. And if you're prioritizing that conversation with them as such a small, trivial thing, then they are going to do the same thing. See, people mirror what they're getting on the front end, which is what we as agents should be doing, is mirroring what we hear on the other end. If you're hearing somebody talk slow, you should slow down your cadence. You should not talk fast, because people who talk slow tend to have negative connotations of people who talk fast. They consider them fast-talking city slickers. And I'm telling you this based on thousands of conversations with seniors. So you should really try to mimic what you're hearing on the other end. My son CJ is so hilarious in this regard. If he has somebody from the South that has a real strong accent, he just somehow develops. And we've seen this with politicians. Hillary Clinton comes out with her Southern twang when she was talking in front of the black congregation in the South on the podium there, and people made fun of her for it. But to an extent, you do have to mimic what you're hearing, because that's what they're used to. That's what they can relate to. And lastly, and this will be a series of what we're talking about in the future, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. If they don't know you, you need to educate them. We've talked a great deal about doing that in different methods from MedicareAgentTraining.com. So they need to know you. They need to like you, and they will like you if they think that you're like them. So don't call people and say little things like, well, I just had a minute and I just wanted to check on you and do this. Take it out of your vocabulary, along with things like because if you listen back to your recordings, and if you're a professional, you do this, you listen to your recordings. If you're hearing yourself on your recording saying filler words like that, then you need to get to the point, take those things out. One of the things that I've heard that's successful with some people taking those words out is by saying them over and over again, so that your brain gets sick and tired of hearing things like and I challenge you today, listen to your recordings and see if you're putting in filler words that are not serving you, and more, not serving the client. More to come, and I'll talk to you soon. From Miami, Chris Westfall signing off. Bye-bye. Even though it's going to rain today, it's still a pretty place to be.